him right in the nose.
And they're going to be called for it down there. Too much contact down low. So Matt Trannon, the football receiver for the Spartans, is called for that.
Well, he committed a couple in a hurry.
With the conclusion of this game, we'll select the Chevrolet MVP of the game from each team. Chevrolet makes the contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, a tradition for over 30 years. That's the first turnover. Took them 13 minutes plus for turnover. Laid in by Nixon.
Matt Trennan putting a hurt on some people early in his time there. He's setting screens, and Helmick wants a piece of him. I'll tell you, he gave him a shot right in the nose.
Bringing that football mentality to the floor.
I'm not so sure he didn't do some damage to that nose. Boy, he is Helmick trying to breathe right now. They're pushing against each other down inside again.
Corbett on the drive, and last touch by the Badgers. 3 on the shot clock.
Here, see him trying to breathe. Jim, I'm not so sure he didn't break his nose. That was some shot. There's no blood. Yeah, I think that he broke it. I really do. That was a shot.
Chris Hill had a contact, knocked out.
Well, either a timeout or you got a substitute.
Davis comes over to check in.
The officials are talking to Trannon right now. He's questioning about the foul on the hold.
Winner of this one to face the Fighting Illini tomorrow for the Big Ten championship. Can Illinois win it 2 straight years?
Very possible, even without last year's MVP, Brian Cook.
The last team to win the tournament 2 straight years, what did they do the second year?
Went and won a national championship.
Right. They are generous with the time they're awarding here.
They really are, and Tom Izzo probably liking it because it's given Davis a chance to get some more rest.
Talking about your Trannon hit on the right side of the screen. Watch 21 Wisconsin.
Right there. Boy, that was some shot. Almost knocked him to the floor. It's amazing. Helmick was able to stay on his feet, and he's still feeling it. He's trying to breathe, and he's touching that nose, but I'll tell you what, I would not be surprised if that nose is not broken. He's showing me some toughness, boy. I'm talking about a football player gets you a shot like that. Davis back in the game, so this has been a good break for him.
3 seconds to operate on the shot clock for the Spartans with 6 minutes to go in the half. Florida, a tight one with Vanderbilt. NC State and Maryland are underway. Terrapins with a nice late charge here. They're going to be in the tournament field.
Well, they had to win those games, beating Virginia and beating NC State on the road, and they did it.
Torvik got it off in time, and Harris flies through for the rebounds. Got to get going here on this end of the floor.
Let's see how patient Harris will be. As we said, 3 30-point games so far this season. Has not had anything going for him in today. He's an MVP player, but he also understands how the games are played. Corbett on a hold.
Eddie Hightower says, 23, you're holding him. He was holding him. So Torbert called for his first.
And Jim, when you think of these teams, you remember at the Final Four, at that semifinal game, that championship year, and it seemed like that first half, what was the score? Something like 19-17, or
the final was 50. It was 21-17.
21-17. Huh?
And final was 53-41, Michigan State. Yeah, I'll never forget that game. As much as I try.
And then Michigan State going on to beat Florida. Mateen Cleaves leading the way. Fine club, boy. They could rebound. They could play defense. Tough, hard-nosed. Great comradeship on that team.
Very focused, determined group of players, of course, led by Mateen Cleaves. Leadership. Harris with his first 2 points. 2-point game, Michigan State in front.
There's that bounce pass in again.
Wilkinson, boy, what a clean block that was.
I think Davis has got to stop being cute in there and go up with some power moves, try to draw fouls. Tough guy.
He got it, though.
That's why he is the MVP for this league.
And Wisconsin has taken the lead on an 11-0 run until that basket.
Boy, Brown, the freshman, takes the MVP and puts a crossover dribble on him. Team really executes their half-court sets. That's why they don't turn it over. Oh,
Wilkinson, beautiful.
Bo Wade setting a great screen. If anybody had come from the weak side, no chance for help. Michigan State's got to figure out a way to get some points other than Davis right now. Wade doing a good job shadowing Hill.
Brown, he's quick. He's tangled underneath. Nixon, we whistled for that.
Number 4, Ray Nixon.
They found an opening here. Wilkinson.
There you see, Wade, see that screening? He wouldn't let anybody get there from the weak side. No chance for Davis to come to help. Good passing, nice rotation.
Tom Izzo able to go into the state of Illinois and take away Mr. Illinois basketball last year and recruit this young man to East Lansing. Shannon Brown.
Had a big game in a losing cause against Syracuse. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Showed us early on that he could be a real good one in this league.
Ucalba has come in for Wisconsin for 3.
So, O'Ryan down to his 10th player already here in the first half. 9 or 10 players have already seen action.
Yep, that's the 10th.
For the Spartans, number 13, Maurice Eager.
Eager coming back for Michigan State, and Alan Anderson also, after a short break, will step back in on the next whistle.
Just keep moving. They keep screening. A lot of back screening. Tough team to defend. So hard. So much hard work that you have to throw in here and never know when they're going to go ahead and break somebody behind you. Put a body on. Ucalba. Nixon was open inside.
Oh, what a shot. Boo Wade.
Basket is scored by Boo Wade.
Boo with the big one. They're not sure whether it's a 2 or a 3. A little talk here.
I'm going to check it on the side. You know, Wade had Nixon on the inside, but I guess he had his mindset, Jim, right on that rim. And didn't see the open man inside, but it worked out pretty well for him.
As soon as possible, Lee Cox.
You're going to take another look at it. This is something that's reviewable. And it's going to be a 3.
Jim, we talked about going to 10 men deep, but you know, sitting over there on that bench, Wisconsin has got McDonald's All-American, a couple of red shirts, Orlando Tucker, who is would certainly be one of the top players in the Big Ten if he hadn't been injured, so they are well stocked for the future.
They continue to look at it. It looks like pretty good evidence of a 3. They've got the under 4 timeout. We'll be right back.
You're IT guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta help me. My computer has a virus. I've got to email a presentation or I'm dead. It's for a board meeting. Maybe you just rip out the hard drive.
Oh, no. Just press the blue button and follow along.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. That is.
That's it.
You ever tried decaf?
Stress-free wireless, only on a ThinkPad with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
The best reason to drink Beck's Light is A, fewer calories, B, fewer carbs, C, she might think you actually have something in common. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
What are you doing?
What?
Are you sniffing my wrapper?
Yeah, right. Well, no.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's not cool.
You're not cool.
Out of your way.
For some, recovery is a long road. For men, they reach for revitalizing lotion Q10. Because Q10 replenishes skin to feel healthy, firm, and fit. Especially when you don't. Nivea for men. More evolved skincare.
The new Colorado Z71 with an available 220 horsepower engine.
You're it.
Don't let all that power go to your head. Chevy, an American revolution.
Michigan State only 1 turnover, just 2 for the Badgers. Jim Nance and Billy Packer back here in Indianapolis. And, you know, when they first met this year back in January, Wisconsin winning, Michigan State at that time dropped to 5-7 on the season. Since that time, 13-3. Different story.
I mentioned, Tom Izzo, in the same year, Jim, with the same players, when you can turn things around, particularly when you got to figure that the momentum of your players thinking, they started out this season. It's one thing if you have a losing record or a losing situation and you weren't expecting much out of your team, but this team by many was picked to be the #1 squad in the nation preseason, and most people said without question it's got to be one of the top 4 teams getting a chance to go to the Final Four. And then you get down like that, to bring this team back was terrific.
Well, there's their second turnover. Just like that. Had only 1 up to that point. Sloppy play of that end.
Well, the turnovers, though, extremely low as hard as the defense has been played in this game. But I really think, again, that Michigan State has got to continually go inside to Davis. Just keep getting that ball down in there. Then things can open up for some of their outside jump shooters, particularly Hill. Look at the way that defense is back inside the 3-point line.
Ager's going to be called on the hold. I know that is, well, let's talk about this first. Coming up, Singular at the half, Greg Clark set. Scores and highlights, latest tournament news. Plus the answer to the Singular 101 Billy Packer Trivia Challenge. You still have time to select your answer. Coming up, Singular at the half. I know on the Wisconsin side, they feel like if they win 2 games here, if they win then the tournament title tomorrow, they would then be rewarded by playing in Milwaukee the first week of the tournament, which would be, given their record at home, they don't lose at home, would be huge for the Badgers.
Without question, it was kind of like Marquette last year, getting that opportunity to play before the home crowd. And in the NCAA tournament, that's almost as good as the home court.
Anderson working hard for that. Bokrakis keeps it alive.
Hill had a chance to go to Davis, didn't get him the ball.
First offensive rebound for the Spartans.
And Wade really staying with Hill, trying to take away any jump shooting options. Well, they saw the Globetrotters broke the Globetrotters record. Now they're trying to break the old league record. There's the move again. Davis has got to finish those.
He lost it on the way up, Billy. People say only 3 teams from the Big Ten. It's ranked 6th in the power ratings. The RPI, ACC, Supreme, and you say 6 out of the ACC. Florida State is the 7th. No. Virginia, no.
I think it's going to be awful tight, Jim. But, you know, again, remember that the committee does not put teams up there on the board based on their conference affiliation, merely on what they do. So everybody's an independent. After you get the teams that are representing in the NCAA tournament as conference champions.
1-1 here for Shannon Brown.
There are many people now in the mid-major conferences that have postseason tournaments, and I think they make a good point in the fact that maybe the regular season champion ought to be designated as their representative into the NCAA tournament. You know, somebody goes and has a great season, and then they get upset over the weekend in the postseason conference tournament. Really takes away their opportunity, maybe even to get into that large.
Well, that happened last night in the Big West with Cal State Northridge beating Utah State.
Right.
You know, will Utah State still get a bid? It's only lost 3 games in the whole year. Cal State Northridge sub 500, then moves on to the finals for that conference, an automatic bid.
Nixon getting good position in the low post. Everybody breaking in there. Now Harris goes inside.
Well, Harris normally would make that one. Game tied at 29.
There's Davis open again. Kazrakis doesn't get him the ball quickly enough. Whenever Davis sets that eye screen, then rolls to the basket, he's got an opportunity to get that ball in the low post.
Who will lead at halftime? Each side has not lost a game this year when leading at the half. There's Hill with the three-point shot.
Wade chased him all around. Hill really knows how to square up on that jump shot. Terrific shooter. Leads the Big Ten in three-point accuracy.
And a great student also. First-team academic All-America at a Lawrence North High School right here in Indianapolis. Wilkinson, he knows how to get free. And he's hit on the arm by Anderson.
Boy, that's a tough job for Davis to have to go out there and guard Wilkinson, who can do a pretty decent job in the low post defensively against Davis. Davis, no match for that quickness on the outside on the other end of the floor.
Wisconsin this year, 22-6. When leading at halftime, 22-0. 0-6 when trailing. Michigan State 13-0 when leading at halftime.
Shooting 2.
So Wilkinson with 2 at the line.
So that ends today. For one.
I want to warn you all out there that we will be leaving you at halftime.
Jason Andreas.
What the heck. We'll come back to the second half.
And Calvin Corbett, number 23, reporting for Bismarck.
Of course, there's that possibility of a little tie factoring in here, too, with 1:30 to go in the half.
Wilkinson, second team all-conference. So solid.
All right, timeout called by Wisconsin. Gives us a chance to take a look at our Applebee's neighborhood favorites. Billy, going back to April 3rd, 2000. We talked about it a little earlier. Magic was in the stands.
Not a bad guy to have rooting for you.
Magic was on the floor. Mateen Cleaves and Michigan State in the championship game against Florida. Cleaves scored 18 points. Remember him hobbling around and coming back out there? What a dramatic scene it was. Michigan State won its second national title in school history. We'll be right back.
Now at TGI Fridays, 2 eat for $19.99. Enjoy an appetizer and 2 entrees from Friday's special menu. Hurry in for 2 eat for $19.99. Now at TGI Fridays.
First on the scene as families are evacuated from their homes.
I have to get stuff out the net out of it.
An in-depth look at why officials fear the ground beneath will collapse.
Public safety is paramount.
In-depth first, Channel 6. More local, more news.
Bigger than almost any industry.
Monster. Today's the day.
Well, Alabama, it factors in as the school with the hardest schedule this year. Although, I could give you a pretty good argument just looking at Michigan State's non-conference schedule. I guess it lost the bonus points because of its conference poor standings this year.
Yeah, the SEC number 2 behind the ACC conference standings, so Alabama obviously gets the advantage of all of those games.
Of course, Alabama and Florida played last night, an overtime thriller with Florida winning and moving on into the semifinals, playing right now.
A lot of quickness on that Alabama team.
How many do you see out of the SEC, Billy?
There are 6 or 7 deep, don't you believe? Pretty hard.
South Carolina?
I think South Carolina will get in.
LSU.
LSU's the shaky one because of Laredo being injured. I think that, that's going to be a big story this year, the injury situation. You've got Okafor at Connecticut. He's not shown that he's ready to play. And that could change that situation. You have Powell here, as a matter of fact, at Illinois. I mean, it doesn't seem to be a problem for the NCAA tournament.
He should be fine for next week.
Jaime Laredo at LSU out for the year.
I'm anxious to see if Villanueva can play tonight for UConn in that Big East final as they've gone through the first 2 games without Okafor, looking just fine.
Yeah, he didn't look too good on that ground yesterday. Here's that weave again. The Globetrotters are back.
Corbett, final the shot clock. Wilkinson in the face, nothing there, and the turnover.
Boy, there's where that versatility of Wilkinson is so much fun to watch. I mean, he steps out, he's guarding guys on the perimeter, he can go down in the low post, guard a guy like Davis. He's the kind of guy you win ball games with.
Harris, back there quickly. Ooh, down and out.
That is a hard shot to step back and have all your momentum going backwards and then square up and still make the shot. He's very good at that. That's how he gets a lot of his shots off against tough defense.
He's only 1 of 7 today from the field. 10-second differential on the shot clock. Timeout called Michigan State.
30-second timeout.
32-30 Spartans. Seconds to go in the first half.
Apparently, somebody was up late last night. Make that somebody's. And that's okay. Because if you work hard, you play hard. Right? Right. Just don't look in the mirror. Unless you're using Nivea for Men Revitalizing Lotion Q10. Q10 replenishes the coenzymes that your skin loses over time. So your skin feels healthy, firm, and fit. Even when you don't. Nivea for Men Revitalizing Lotion Q10. More evolved skincare.
Take a look at the top 10, how it's fared here in the past week. Remember, they got the AP final poll of the year. Comes out after the brackets. It'll be here in the first of the week. They don't do another poll at the end of the tournament. St. Joe's losing. Mississippi State losing.
Well, we will have a new #1 team, Jim, and I think that makes 8 on this season. Connecticut was a #1 and then dropped out and then got it back again. So shows you the distribution, and there probably are 8 teams as we speak right now, not that same 8, in a position to maybe get a #1 seed.
Torvik, beautiful shot for the 3.
I just can't comprehend how he has worked on that shot and how many hours he had to put into it to alter his jump shot to now have a pure stroke when he had no stroke just a year ago at this time.
5 seconds to go. Wilkinson backing him in. Lost the handle, tipped outside. Freddie Owens beats the button. Well, he knows how to make that at the end. Not this time. So Michigan State is the halftime leader. Never lost in that position this year. We're going to send you to New York, Singular at the half after this message.
We need a car. A sports car. A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we got to sell our car.
I need a car. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
This is crabgrass. I don't want to see crabgrass in my lawn.
My wife actually hates crabgrass.
Nobody would want this nailborn. We put down Scott's turf builder with Halts in the early spring.
That's the only thing I ever use. Scott's puts this protective barrier over the lawn.
And it stops the crabgrass from germinating.
See how nice and thick that is?
Feels like the carpet inside my house. Well, I've used the cheap brands. And it's like anything else. You get what you pay for. Steve doesn't have any crabgrass, which makes him a good human being, basically. Turf builder with Halts.
The best defense against
crabgrass.
Right now, Elizabeth on my buddy list is having a real party. She picked the 15th over the #2 seed because she liked the mascot. Me? I'm not having a party right now. Oh.
Now you can get AOL Instant Messenger right on your Singular phone. Take your buddy list with you anywhere and get unlimited instant messaging for $2.99 and a great deal on I Am Ready Nokia phones.
I call it the "How do you like your furry mascot now" plan.
AOL Instant Messenger. Another reason Singular fits you best.
I'm Greg Gumbel in New York. Coming up on Singular at the half, all the conference tournament action, and Clark and Seth break down the NCAA tournament field after this message and a word from your local station.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my new Kia Sedona. It's got a 10-year warranty. Jersey gonna have that?
No.
It was $2,300 less, and I got 3 years free maintenance.
You got free maintenance?
Yeah.
Dare to compare a Kia Sedona before you buy. With a 5-star safety rating, a 10-year warranty, and now for a limited time, get 3 years free maintenance. When you add it all up, there's no comparison.
Your ultimate online sports experience. For the fastest scores, stats, and first-rate fantasy sports, go to CBSSportsline.com. Romance heats up on a new Survivor episode on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
First on the scene as families are evacuated from their homes.
I have to get stuff up in that attic.
An in-depth look at why officials fear the ground beneath will collapse.
Public safety is paramount.
In-depth first. Channel 6. More local, more news.
Hello, I'm Bob Lyman from Capital Land GMC. I'm not here to tell you how big we are, but that we are here to serve you. At Capital Land GMC, you get the complete package. You get the customer service that you deserve at the best possible prices. Plus our award-winning service department to serve you long after the purchase.
Now receive rebates and cash bonuses up to $37.50 or 0% financing up to 60 months.
Capital Land GMC, Route 50 Glenville, across from the Schenectady Airport. We are professional grade.
We made its frame twice as strong when its strength already made it the proven leader. We increased its payload strength when it already outhauled the competition and gave it unsurpassed low-end torque for the most pulling power. Why? Because you reap what you sow. Only one truck earned the right to be the 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the next F-150.
Get 0% APR or 1,000 cash at your upstate Ford dealer. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Wake up to what's new Monday morning on Channel 6 First News.
I'm Ed O'Brien.
I'm Tom Maley.
Following Selection Sunday, we'll talk with NCAA heroes Lorenzo Charles and Bobby Hurley. Cloudy and damp to start the work week.
Monday morning starting at 5 on Channel 6 First News.
You're watching WRGB.
Channel 6.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular Wireless, the wireless company that fits you best.
Hi once again, everyone. Greg Gumbel in New York. Welcome to Singular at the Half. Our score at halftime in Indianapolis. Michigan State by 5 over the Wisconsin Badgers. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. Any surprises in Indianapolis in this game?
Not really. A grinded out affair. Michigan State winning with their defense. Wisconsin having a tough time putting the ball in the basket.
Hey, people say these conference tournaments don't mean much. A little bit of tension between these coaches the last couple of years. Believe me, it means a lot.
I'd like to be on record. I never said they didn't mean much, okay? Elsewhere on the championship weekend scoreboard, SEC tournament semis in Atlanta between Vanderbilt and the Florida Gators. After the missed 3, Florida's Anthony Roberson gathers the rebound, hits the 2, and the Gators are up 2.
Matt Walsh for Florida going to give the Gators a 4-point lead as he knocks down this three-pointer, 35-31. Then Jason Hawarda finds a seam behind the defense. We're tied at 38.
And right now, Florida leads at 61-57, under 11 minutes to play. The winner gets Kentucky. In the Big 12 tournament semifinal, Kansas and the Texas Longhorns. Watch Kansas guard Aaron Miles find Wayne Simeon down low. Nice move into the lane, and the turnaround, a 7-point Kansas lead.
The Jayhawks continue with their fast start. Gittens pushes it ahead to Keith Langford. Then Gittens gets it back. JR from deep for the 3.
Jayhawks jump to an early lead. They lead at 22-15. Seth, Kansas looking good to you.
A much improved team, Greg, over the last few weeks. They've now won 5 of their last 6 and looking good here.
All right, one other game, the ACC tournament semifinal between Maryland and the Wolfpack of NC State. No contest coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. North Carolina State leads it by a score of 43-24. NC State looking to advance to the tournament final for a 3rd straight year. In the Big East Championship tonight, it'll be UConn against Pittsburgh. And Seth, what do you know about Emeka Okafor?
Well, it's still going to be a game-time decision, Greg. It will be Okafor's decision. The good news is that he did participate in their walkthrough and shoot-around over at the Garden today. Coaches are maybe cautiously optimistic he can go. Charlie Villanueva with that twisted ankle did not participate in the walkthrough. He was getting treatment on his ankle. For both kids, though, it will be a game-time decision.
All right, let's go back to our peerless prognosticators now. As far as the conference tournament championships are concerned, let's see where you guys stand.
Well, we agree on a couple. I think I'm going to defer to my partner to go first here.
Well, starting in the ACC, Duke was so impressive today. You got to like them. I still like Illinois. I'd love them better if they had Roger Powell. Over in the Big 12, I like Texas before they were getting beat by
you can't
Kansas.
Change after the fact.
Texas.
You can't change.
I like Pittsburgh in the Big East because of the UConn injuries. No way Stanford loses twice to Washington in the last 2 weeks. And I still say that Kentucky is going to win easily tomorrow.
Well, I'll take a look at mine. I agree with you in the ACC. Duke has been the most dominant team, I think, in the country all year long. Illinois is coming on strong. They have a chance to do real damage in the tournament. I like Kansas. I saw them a couple of weeks ago live, and they've really been on a roll of late. In the Big East, despite the fact that Okafor and Villanueva are both question marks, I still think Ben Gordon has enough game to carry his team to the title. And the Washington Huskies' quickness, in addition to the fact that they're on a serious roll, will allow them, I think, to win against Stanford. And then I also like Kentucky in the SEC title.
Both of you guys like Kentucky. Are they a #1 seed?
See, I think so. regardless of what happens tomorrow, I still think Kentucky, based on their body of work, strength of schedule, all the things the committee looks at, I think them and Duke are locked into #1 seeds right now, regardless of what happens tomorrow.
They and Duke.
I'm sorry. Thank you, sir.
See, I just disagree. I think there's so many good teams in this mix for #1 seeds. I think Kentucky needs to get that W tomorrow to earn it.
All right, guys, time now for the singular one-on-one with Billy Packer Trivia Challenge. Which conference is the only one ever to have 3 teams in the Final Four in the same year?
Got to be B, right, Clark, when you say?
I'll agree with you.
The correct answer is B. 1985.
I like these modern questions.
Villanova, Georgetown, and St. John's all represented the Big East in the Final Four. For a chance to win a trip to the Final Four, send a text message to 26222 or log on to cbssportsline.com/2NCAA. We thank you for watching Singular at the Half. We'll get you back out to Jim and Billy in Indianapolis for the second half of Michigan State and Wisconsin after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular Wireless, the wireless company that fits you best.
I pull for the underdog.
Come on!
I pray, curse, cry. I will drop down on my knees and beg for a three-pointer from half court.
Play your way to the NCAA Final Four with Singular. You can be entered weekly for a trip for 2 every time you send and receive a text, instant, or a multimedia message. And every time you download games and ringtones. The more you do, the better your chances.
I call it the yeah, baby plan.
Play your way to the NCAA Final Four. Another way Singular fits you best.
In a world where people are afraid to take chances, putting their dreams on hold, and returning to the drawing board, I'd like to be at the forefront, meeting the future before anyone else knows it's arrived, at a place where everyone is thinking ahead, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, forward, thinking.
Big Ten fans embody the spirit of college basketball.
They support their favorite teams and conference with passion and loyalty.
Their knowledge in class helps set the Big Ten apart from the rest.
So do your part the next time you cheer from the stand.
Show good sportsmanship and respect the fans, the officials,
and the great tradition that is Big Ten basketball.
Big Ten basketball. Good sports make great fans.
Michigan State leads Wisconsin at halftime, with the winner of this one facing Illinois tomorrow for the Big Ten championship.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! When I move, you move. When I move, you move. When I move, you move. Hey, DJ, bring that back. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Hey, DJ, bring that back. Stand up.
An available CD, MP3 player in a car you can actually afford.
And we can roll all day.
Sounds good, huh? Meet the surprisingly big Chevy Aveo.
Roll all day. And I can ride all night.
With the surprisingly big 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain promise.
And we can roll all day.
The new Chevrolets, an American revolution.
Big Ten fans embody the spirit of college basketball. They support their favorite teams and conference with passion and loyalty.
Their knowledge and class helps set the Big Ten apart from the rest.
So do your part the next time you cheer from the stands.
Show good sportsmanship and respect the fans, the officials,
And the great tradition that is Big Ten basketball.
Big Ten basketball. Good sports make great fans.
Catch every game of the first 3 rounds in their entirety with Mega March Madness as DirecTV supplements CBS's coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
By 2030, anything will be possible.
You look 70 years old.
I am 70 years old, and so are you. But how will lives be affected?
What did you do to the boy?
Smacked him around.
The way to make Toby better is to remove those memories.
You want to wipe his mother out of his mind.
Century City premieres CBS Tuesday.
Download new songs from Star Search singers during the finale tonight at CBS.com.
This is March Madness on wheels at your Pontiac dealer. The time of year when you step it up and leave the weak stuff at home.
Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now?
With Small Buy financing, qualified buyers get a Pontiac Vibe for around $207 a month with no down payment. Residency restrictions apply. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees extra. Call for details.
March Madness on wheels at your Pontiac dealer.
The King of Queens, weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 6.
CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten Conference Tournament is sponsored by the new Chevrolets, 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months, an American revolution. E-Trade Financial. And by Allstate. Are you in good hands?
We're back here in Indianapolis, and then looking at the first half numbers, Billy. Field goal percentage, Badgers held to only 33% as Devin Harris, 1 of 7.
Well, they shot 53% when they beat Michigan State at Wisconsin, so they're way off of that. Michigan State at 52%, but they're number 1 in the conference in field goal shooting percentage, even against this defense, doing a fine job.
Wilkinson leading all scorers with 10, but all of Michigan State's points came from the starters.
And the other thing that's interesting to me, Jim, is the turnover situation. We know that Wisconsin, number 1 in the Big Ten, and they only have 2. Michigan State only has 3 turnovers. Very good.
Illinois will play the winner tomorrow on Selection Sunday here on CBS in the Big Ten championship game, which will lead us right up to the exclusive first announcement of the tournament field and pairings, 6 o'clock tomorrow night right here on CBS.
Jim, we've seen some great performances in guys leading their teams to Big Ten tournament championships. And I think what's going to be real important in the first 5 minutes of the second half, what does Devin Harris do? He's 1 for 7 from the floor, 1 for 5 from 3. Only has 5 points. We're talking about a guy who's had 3 30-point games, had 1 38-point game in the league this year. And what can he do to get started?
Well, they tried to go to him right away, and he wasn't quite ready for it. Now the rookie bounces it in. No, stolen right back by Wade.
Probably a little bit poor of an angle there to get that ball into the low post from that far away. Particularly against a team that plays such good weak side defense as Wisconsin.
Wilkinson really wanted it here to challenge Anderson. Tough pass trying to go to Mater.
Wow, I thought that Wilkinson had a much better situation to shoot it himself.
Anderson, 3.
Not his bag.
Over the back, but the first 2 trips for the Badgers result in turnovers. Very unusual for them. Back-to-back trips.
Anderson this year has improved his outside shooting from what it was, but that's not the shot you want when you've got a 5-point lead. Again, I think the real key is to keep that ball going to Davis as much as possible if you're Michigan State. Mater, just as he started that game, starts his second half, plays usually about 5 minutes, then goes to the bench.
The kick.
And a reset on the 35. And Wisconsin ball.
Again, the crowd, Jim. Can hear a pin drop in this place.
Totally dead
it's like the guys are playing out on a playground on a Sunday afternoon.
This is so foreign to Wisconsin when they have a home game there at the Kohl Center. I mean, it is.
Well, how about Michigan? That's not an easy place to play either.
One of the great scenes, though, in college basketball has turned this home court advantage now for Wisconsin. They're really on some roll there. They won 28 straight overall at home. There's Harris.
There it is.
Oh, that's a big one.
Torbert kind of gave him too much room. I'm kind of surprised at that. He's did a good job shielding him in the first half.
Breaks the 5.5-minute scoring drought from the floor. Of course, at the Breslin Center, they had their own long home court win streak going.
Yep, broken by this very team.
That was a couple years ago.
Yep. 53 games. Wisconsin beat them. Torbert, remember, he put that shot up and it was disallowed.
From his freshman year.
Yep. Back to the weave again.
Mater outside with the body. Everything you need to fill out your brackets is on CBS Sports Line, from bracket games, printable brackets, to the latest news, all right here. Click on brackets at CBSSportsLine.com. How about Bo Ryan at home in the Big Ten? His record. Hasn't lost.
Never loses a game.
Hasn't lost.
There's that good feed inside by Anderson.
Banks at home. Ken Brown, 24-0.
Brown using that strength. I'll tell you the statistic about Coach Ryan that got me. In 19 years of head coaching, he's won 10 conference championships. Pretty strong.
Of course, at Platteville, he won 4 national championships, Division III. And Morley was able to draw that one off Paul Davis.
Now, really important for Wisconsin to get Davis in some trouble, keep him occupied on the defensive end.
His second.
That was a pretty good block. Tom Izzo didn't want it for 2 reasons. He didn't want the points on the board, but he also didn't want another foul on Davis.
Zach Morley, the junior from Maryville, Missouri, shoots 2.
Solid game yesterday. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Well, you like that kind of production off the bench. You know, he just comes in, plays solid, doesn't make mistakes. On the year, averaging 9 a game. That was right at his average.
Wisconsin, the last 2 years, come into the tournament and suffered some upsets.
They really did as a #1 seed.
Yeah, out the first game both times.
Ohio State, remember that great job that Darby and those fellas did last year in the tournament. Couldn't get to the championship, but played so well.
Had to play those 4 games in 4 days. Always a tough assignment. And Teague settled in that second half. Another try here. Harris.
Whoa, I don't know why he put that one up, because the ball had hit the rim. They had another 35, but I guess Harris just wants any open look that he can get, put one up.
He made the previous shot. He probably felt like he was going to get a little roll going.
Using Brown inside on Harris. Brown's much stronger.
Davis, baseliner, yes.
Now, Morley's giving up a lot of size. Mater had the size with him, but they don't want to put Wilkinson on him this early in the ball game. Wilkinson's done a good job putting that ball on the floor when he gets Davis that far away.
There's Harris. Beautiful baseline drive.
Now Brown playing him for the jump shot. Good scorers find ways, just as we showed Hill earlier in this ball game, taking advantage of a guy playing him to shoot the jumper.
There's Hill. And Harris comes in. So 5 points in this half for Devin Harris.
You know, Wade's got those long arms. You go up for the jumper, and even if he's away from you a little bit, he can still alter your shot.
Morley felt the pressure sandwiched between a couple of Spartans. And it's off him. So it'll be Michigan State ball out of the timeout. Spartans lead at 39-36.
Star. How can I help you?
How far to Miami?
Shrimp?
Love is like candy on a shelf.
I love off-roading.
Me too. The taste and help yourself. The sweetest things are there for you. Help yourself. Take a few. That's what I want you to do.
It's easy to burn off a refreshing low-carb rock green light. I call this exercise ordering another. Woo! Hit the showers. Now you've got the green light.
My name is Kenny, and I want to work for a sports agent. I've always just been around athletes. I realized that if I was going to be happy in life, I was going to be working in sports. I'm looking to learn from another agent. You know, it can be a match made in heaven, and I think that it will be.
Monster, today's the day.
What's this? That's a blade. Blade? What's a blade? Blade's a server. This is a server? That's a server. Where's all the stuff? Stuff? What stuff? The plugs, the cables, you know. In the Blade Center? Blade Center. Where you put the blades. What's a blade? You're messing with me, right?
Highly simplified, affordable IBM eServer Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
He was a rising star until someone cut him down.
He was murdered on a playground court.
Now he's the same killer after his son.
What's wrong? Ray is missing.
Cold Case, CBS Sunday.
You got here because you're champion. But with confidence. What time is it?
This is a moment in your life.
Attack, attack, attack. Play hard. It's all about winning. This is my last go-round, dog. Let's go win the game. Hey, players make plays. Have fun.
40 minutes of toughness. Now let's go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Jim, watch how this ball is rotated. Michigan State almost has a line right here. The ball will be rotated. When it gets to Harris, nobody falls back. Harris goes baseline. Everybody's out, ball rotated. Now nobody back. To help, Harris gets an easy layup. Now here's some guys making no noise.
They don't need to.
They're the symbol of what it has been like for the crowd here today.
You were at the ACC tournament yesterday, Billy.
Entirely different environment.
Is it different?
Yes, it is.
Why do you think that is?
Well, maybe the history of the tournament.
Davis with the dunk.
The answer for Michigan State. Keep getting it inside.
Back to the halftime margin of 5.
These low bounce passes that you can tell Michigan State's worked on a long time. Wilkinson is not having a good day in regard to...
Oh, how about that shot from the hip?
Creates the shot. Again, another bounce pass inside. Probert strong enough to take it up.
And does.
Number 23, Probert.
I think that Probert can take it up. I think Brown can take it up on the inside when he's got the ball. And just try to punish the Wisconsin players that are playing on the perimeter. Well, he has some pretty good footwork. You know what?
Maryland is getting handled pretty easily here today as Wilkinson scores. Maryland with that big win yesterday. Kaner Medley coming up big for them down the stretch as they made it to the semifinals.
Well, as I said, they really had their backs to the wall, were able to beat Virginia in their place. Then they beat North Carolina State and Raleigh. That probably got them in a pretty good position, even if they were to lose today. Maryland, the team's 10 straight NCAAs, Jim. We saw Indiana get dropped yesterday as far as keeping their streak alive.
4 on the shot clock. Ager.
Oh, how about that?
Beautiful shot from the corner.
There was nobody inside. There was no alternative to do anything other than take that jumper.
First bench points of the game for Michigan State.
Again, no crowd noise at all. You can hear the sneakers squeaking.
Wade, yes, 3 right back.
Now, you know what? Although Morley's come off the bench and is not a huge scorer, he's drawn attention, and guys sloughing back on the inside, and that's why the wide-open shot was available. Wade didn't have anybody within 6 feet of him.
Hager, not this time. And it's Morley with the rebound. Harrison Wilkinson.
Need some help.
Well, just take it all off.
Bad job by Torbert on that play, Jim, because Wilkinson had Davis so well handled down in the low post. He needed some help.
They come back to tie it now at 45 with that basket. Hill. He will head to the line.
You know, there's nothing worse. Now here you have Davis is in trouble. Torbert, instead of coming back down, just reaches. Normally what you do there is you pick up a cheap foul, or if you don't make enough contact, the offensive player gets an easy basket. Poor defense by Torbert. He's got to commit right here to go in there strong and go after that ball.
Brazil at the line. He missed a pair of big free throws in that game 11 days ago against Wisconsin at the end of regulation.
76% free throw shooter.
But the Badgers bring out the worst from Hill at the line.
Davis sits down. Andreas comes back in the ballgame. Mater replaces Wilkinson, who gets a little rest. Well deserved for both of them.
He missed those 2 from the line with 22 seconds to go, March 2nd. And bring back the football man, the receiver, Matt Trannon. Caught 28 passes for Michigan State this year. A lot of folks thought he might come in. Still could be the second coming of a Charlie Rogers or a Plexico Burris. But no touchdown catches this year for Trannon.
Well, he had 1 catch today, and that was the elbow. That makes no sense. He's got a pair of arms on him, doesn't he?
Telling you, that kind of hit, you're going to feel it. Bograkis back in for the Spartans, number 30.
He's guarding Harris now. He better stay with him. Harris is starting to feel it.
Andreas came over to help, and Harris drills it. 3-pointer.
Bograkis had to realize Harris is now feeling like he can put that shot up. He's got a great step-back jumper.
Biggest lead was a 23-13 Michigan State. That's 8.5 for Devin Harris.
Nice fake.
Anderson over Mater. Back to the rim. No. Morley pulls it away.
Solid performance by Morley here coming off that bench.
Badgers 2-point lead. They were down 5 at the half. Looking for more. Flips it over. Morley. 3-pointer back to the rim, too.
Might not have been a bad idea for Morley to get that ball back to Harris. You know, he's got Bograkis on him. I think he feels that he can take him.
I thought he was going to find a way to take a shot.
Yep.
Ager over Hansen.
Had to alter the shot.
And it's Devin Harris.
Won't be long before Davis is back in the ball game for Michigan State. This game is already getting in a touchy spot.
Well, and Morley takes advantage of his absence.
Yep. They've got to get him back in the ball game.
Largest lead of the game for the Badgers. Timeout called by Michigan State. Wisconsin comes out, shoots 67% in the second half. Take the lead by 4.
Give me a line, give me a line, give me a love, give me a taste, yeah, that's right, you're gonna have to chase me.
March Madness on CBS.
It's all here.
2 women, 2 communities, 2 rapes.
I thought it was like a really safe area.
When cops send out a warning,
Residents should not open their doors.
depend on 6 to bring you live, in-depth reports, helping you to protect your family. In-depth, dependable Channel 6 News. More local, more news.
Ford Explorer. It's the first midsize SUV with an available safety canopy system. It has the best pick endorsement from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and it has a wealth of technology that delivers outstanding on- and off-road capabilities. Ford Explorer, the best-selling and most trusted SUV in America. Get your Explorer for only $259 a month at your upstate Ford dealer. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
This is you on a test drive of the BMW 3 Series. Right about now, you're starting to grin. Now you're starting to really grin. Now you're really, really grinning. And now you're wondering how much all this grinning is going to cost. Don't worry. Everything will be okay.
Test drive a certified pre-owned BMW, only available at your authorized BMW center.
If you hadn't come into the picture, there was no way that I would have that check today.
I'm very happy with you and your pursuit to get this going.
I don't think we would have had the outcome if we didn't contact you.
Exclusive, investigative, Channel 6 I-Team, looking out for you.
When severe weather threatens, turn to Steve LaPointe and Instant Doppler 6.
It's been a different story in the second half for Devin Harris of Wisconsin.
Well, Jim, in the first 2 games this year, he had 18, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. The second game, 21, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. A little slow getting started today, but you can feel him warming up right now.
Yep.
MVP of this league. Kid can play.
1 field goal in that first half, 5 points total. Now 8 in this half.
He was 1 for 7 in the first half. Didn't get many good looks. That step-back jump shot he has with range is a very difficult shot to perfect. Normally that's a disaster. You step back, fading away, and he just seems to be able to stay solid with it. Davis is right back to the ball game.
And this could be a 3-point play coming up. Mater with the hack.
Bo Ryan said that he was fouled before he got the shot off, but not the call there. A good move by Tom Izzo to bring Davis in.
We've got more basketball today here on CBS. The Pac-10 final presented by Pacific Life. Stanford and Washington. I noticed in the studio, Seth Davis likes Stanford and Clark like Washington. What do you say about that one?
Well, I'm going to have to. I think Washington's a very much underrated team. I saw when they traveled all the way across the country, gave NC State all they could handle, but I like Stanford in the game.
Timeout on the floor. Down to 1, Wisconsin in front.
I just can't do this anymore. You want me to be happy, right? I just need more in my life. More flavor and smooth taste. Don't do that. You're the king, and you're funny. Nobody can question that. But I'm kind of into that cold filtered thing. This is kind of awkward. We're gonna get out of here.
For some, recovery is a long road. For men, they reach for revitalizing lotion Q10. Because Q10 replenishes skin to feel healthy, firm, and fit. Especially when you don't. Nivea for men. More evolved skincare.
Somebody once said, everyone will get 15 minutes of fame. Some insurance companies seem to think that that's all you need. But at Allstate, they think 15 minutes may not be enough. That's why they'll take as much time as you need so you can make sure your insurance coverage is right. You deserve more time in the spotlight. That's Allstate's stand. Are you in good hands?
Could you excuse me? Look, it's over. You're just not cold filtered. I feel so bad.
On a special Survivor Wednesday,
At first, I was stringing him along, but then I got caught up in it.
romance heats up between Amber and Boston Rob.
It'd be nice to have $1 million and take the girl away, too.
Then
Will the men turn on each other?
It has to be that way. This is All-Star.
A new Survivor episode on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
CBS sports coverage of the Big Ten Conference Tournament is sponsored by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. McDonald's. And by Audi. In technology, performance, and design, our goal remains constant. Never follow.
Billy, we've got the final here tomorrow in Indianapolis, and also tomorrow we have for you the SEC Championship. It'll be Kentucky and Florida.
They just played last week. What battles they've had over the last few years, and Kentucky's experience is going to be pretty hard to overcome.
Crowd starting to pick things up here at Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
You know, Jim, to put in perspective these three teams, pre-season, Michigan State was 3, Illinois was 13, Wisconsin was 15. Now we're back, you know, Michigan State never got back to that number 3 position, but we're talking about 3 teams that had a lot of respect before it all got started. Better get to Harris. Torbert's done the best job of anybody. Can't afford to leave to help out on Morley and leave Harris alone.
Harris is quickly giving it up. Wilkinson back out high to him. 5 on the shot clock. Crashing the boards and laying it in. It's Wilkinson.
Boy, he is so quick inside. He got Morley and Wilkinson right now. 2 guys that can guard bigger people, but they're so quick.
Midway through the second half, Wisconsin's come back from 5 down at the half. 3-point lead.
Hager had an opportunity to get it to Davis. It wasn't the perfect opportunity, but you got to force that ball in there.
Hill's taken only 5 shots in this game so far. Let's add another one. That was a tough one, though.
Shot, yep.
Andreas inside. Picked up the loose ball, draws the foul. How about Mike Wilkinson? Very active all over the floor.
Well, he really is. He's a solid player. This guy can play for anybody in the United States and be a starting player that would help their team. He can rebound. He can play defense. He can make passes. Just solid. Plays a lot of positions. Second team all-conference, but I guarantee you there's not a coach in this league or any other league that wouldn't want to have him.
18 points, 8 rebounds. And now the last Spartan player with any ties to the national championship team of 2000. Andreas will shoot one more. He was redshirted that year, dressed though at the Final Four. 2 for 2. Jason Andreas.
You know, Wilkinson with a big day today. Had 22 yesterday, 8 for 14. Kind of guy moving in the direction as an MVP type candidate, wouldn't you say, Jim?
No question.
Done a great job defensively again today.
1-point lead for the Badgers.
There's that low post position. They're doing a nice job.
Wilkinson battling inside. Davis switches off of him.
They just keep running guys into the low post with screens.
Freddie Owens, he knew he was going to be fouled, so
smart play.
Forced up the shot. He'll shoot 2. Don't miss a minute. March Madness, get live video from all the games not shown in your area, plus access archives of games you missed, highlights, press conferences, whole lot more at ncaasports.com. Just go there and click on live video. Only 2 team fouls in this half on Michigan State.
Well, no turnovers, not a lot of fouls. Tough to break away from a team that plays you that way. The only breakdown really for Michigan State, some lack of blocking out techniques that cost them.
Maryland's climbed back within 10. Duke already all set for the ACC final. And you have to think locked up already at 1 for sure.
You know, Herb Sendak has put that NC State team in some finals of the ACC tournament, although he's never been a guy known to have a team in the top 10. He's had some nice runs. had one run in his first year where they won all. They played 4 games, got to the finals out of that play-in game situation, which is so difficult.
How about Duke's streak in the ACC tournament?
5 straight ACC tournament championships. Just mind-boggling.
Nixon comes in for Morley.
You know, of all the coaches in the ACC presently, only one has ever won a game against Mike Krzyzewski in the ACC tournament. That was Herb Sendek. Can you imagine that? Wow. You're starting to get like Wood numbers when you start talking like that. They weren't national championships, but conference-wise.
So many things for Coach K that I wouldn't like. There's a foul outside, and Duke would love to see not only a first weekend of games in Raleigh, one of the sites, but to be the 1 seed down in Atlanta, in the Atlanta bracket.
Well, it wouldn't be a lot of traveling involved in going over to Raleigh. Almost jog your team over to that arena. It's, what, about 15 miles away to the arena.
Don't think there's any question he'll be there. Regardless of what regional they put him in. Of course, all the brackets and pairings coming your way tomorrow on CBS. We'll have it for 6 o'clock Eastern time on Selection Sunday.
Pick and roll coming up. He misses Davis.
Anderson fouled from behind, I believe. Oh, he's going to call it a charge.
Anderson holding his stomach. You see him go down on the inside.
Yeah, look at Hansen.
Hansen holding his ground, and it really was a charge. Quite a call. But I thought that he could have gotten the ball to Davis on that pick and roll, had a much easier play.
Number 4 on Anderson. Shannon Brown's about to check in for him.
Number 3, Shannon Brown will check in for Michigan State.
That was a big possession. Had an opportunity to get to there. Now, giving up the possession, Anderson going to have to go to the bench.
That's the first turnover in the game in the last 11 minutes.
Well, both of these teams doing a terrific job in that regard. We know, as we mentioned before, Wisconsin with the best assist-turnover ratio in the league. And Harris takes a well-deserved rest. He looks like he could play all day, though. You know, I mean, he plays well within himself. Doesn't get burned on defense.
He won't be down for long. The next whistle will be the under 8. We'll just give him a few extra seconds.
You don't want any foul here.
Freddie Owens. Nice move. Somebody took steps.
Boy, he used Brown. Every guy in this Wisconsin team knows how to post up. Play well with their back to the basket. I think with big guys no longer coming to the college game, that will be a facet that all coaches will start to use. Everybody becomes a post player.
Bo Ryan ahead of his time. They're doing it already in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Brown, Judy.
Nice job. Nixon gave up on him. Brown was ready to go in there and get a rebound in case he missed that one. That really made Coach Ryan angry. He's turned red in the head to give up an easy basket like that.
Hansen battling for it. Out of bounds it goes.
Oh, did he get it time?
Oh, he did.
Oh, man. Tom Izzo cannot believe it. Good defense on his team.
Tom says, you got to be kidding me.
Let's see this one. Here he's going out of bounds. No, no, no.
There's not much of a margin there to be able to call that. Wow. Or is on the line. Timeout on the floor. It'll be Wisconsin ball when we come back.
Emu's on the loose. Emu's on the loose. Where? Everywhere. Where everywhere? New York City. The trade show. Big problem. Yeah, any ideas? Mama. Mama? Here, Mama.
Coast to coast walkie-talkies get it done. Nextel.
Tonight on CBS, don't miss the Star Search finale live, followed by Hack, and then Saturday's #1 drama, The District, on America's most watched network, CBS Tonight. Now from the corner.
No foul called on that. That could have been a 3.
Hill over to Brown. Brown steps to the side over Hansen and gets the soft roll.
That was a beautiful move by Brown, and so smart, because otherwise Hansen has proven he'll take the charge. It would have been a charge.
Well,
great pull-up.
Timeout didn't amount to much. Got Michigan State really with a fast break bucket.
Got the crowd into it a little bit. Changes the entire environment in this arena.
First time they've had a close game to enjoy here in Indianapolis. Wilkinson
got fouled.
No call.
Yep, he got fouled on the arm. No call.
And that's off Michigan State.
There's a timeout on the floor.
Another timeout on the floor. Wilkinson leads all players with 18. Izzo and his team have come back to tie it at 55.
Support.
Where would we be if we always did things the way they were done before? Where would we be if everyone followed and no one led?
I'm never ever gonna get it all. I'm never ever gonna get it all.
Why AT&T Wireless?
It's what Sam did.
And why did Sam?
It's what Earl did.
And Earl? Right, but comparing high-speed wireless data networks, Sprint covers 25 million more people than AT&T Wireless in places we do business. And you want to consider this? 25 million people convince me. And them too.
Get better high-speed data coverage. Get the facts at Sprint.com. One Sprint, many solutions.
People aren't used to getting money, but once they do, they like it.
Give me money?
Move your mutual funds to E-Trade Securities, the one place that rebates half of 12B1 fees. If you could own the same mutual funds and get cash back every year, why on earth wouldn't you? Call 1-800-E-TRADE-1 or visit etrade.com.
It was a night like any other, till something caught my eye. Looking good, so hot, so fly. I had to make my move, no time to waste. Those McNuggets were calling. I had to have a taste.
McDonald's new McNuggets are now made with white meat. More of the taste you love. Ready to roll whenever.
Michigan State, Wisconsin deadlocked at 55. Jim Nance, Billy Packer here. Give us a little strategy here, Billy.
Well, Jim, when you look at those stats, the thing that's amazing, Michigan State being out-rebounded as they are, shooting such a high percentage. But what amazes me about these two teams, both very well defensive-oriented teams, and yet the turnover situation, only 9 turnovers in the game, really speaks highly of how well coached these two teams are.
Michigan State trying to make the long road back after a very disappointing December stretch. Could face Illinois tomorrow for the Big Ten championship, while Wisconsin feels like it has a chance to not only get a pretty high seed, but maybe even play only an hour from home in the first week of the tournament, with Milwaukee being one of the sites. Badgers feel like they have to win here, although I'm not so sure that's the case. They do feel like internally that this is imperative to win today and tomorrow to get a little home advantage, so to speak, first week of the NCAAs. And Wade converts.
Execution just perfect by Wisconsin on that play.
Two well-coached teams.
Tough teams to beat. They just don't beat themselves the way they're playing.
Brazil looking for a screen.
Morley steps right out there on him.
Ager, yes, gives him the lead.
Ager starting to come back on. Not shooting well, only 35% from 3 on the year, but He looks very confident with that jump shot today.
Minutes to go. 1-point lead for the Spartans. They went to overtime 11 days ago. Could we be headed there again? Wade, too strong in the bank. And it's Davis pulling away. He's had a quiet second half. Paul Davis.
Well, they haven't let him touch the ball very often. They're looking for the high screen again. Double high screen here for Hill. Pick and roll.
Beautiful pass. Just beautiful.
We're watching both coaches here execute. Terrific job. Tell you, teams that do what their coach lays out for them are fun to watch. Reach in.
Outside, called on Chris Hill.
Watch his pick and roll. Davis goes right down. Finally, Wilkinson gets caught with the hedge move. And a terrific job to recognize by Hill. Davis goes right down the lane. No help possible.
Spartans on a 9-2 run. Wisconsin to inbound. Down 3.
Little tension here, Jim. Even though Michigan State has lost twice to Wisconsin, I think they think they're a much better team now. Nice.
Agar read it. Makes the theft.
Shannon Brown, tough freshman, sticking it in there. Another pick and roll.
Torbert, 3, too short.
Over the back. It's going to be a foul on Davis. Over the back. Torbert had that good-looking jump shot.
I think they called it on Agar. It's Agar's third. 3:43 to go. Timeout on the floor. Michigan State's got 7 points from its bench. All in the second half. The lead by 3.
So just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. 2 cars, the same, yet different. Kind of like those twins I met in Chicago.
The all-new Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
So you're telling me we can get 8 million L28s at 6 1/4, and by the 10th?
It's covered.
And we can move them all from South China to L.A. for distribution by the 1st of next month. Ocean freight, all set, and no customs hassles. None, right?
They'll be cleared.
The supply chain experts at UPS will help you keep the promises you make.
Cross your heart?
Your supply chain, synchronized. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
I got you something.
Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, this is nice. And here's yours. I know it's not fancy, but it's what's inside that counts. And what's inside is Labatt Blue.
Wow.
Huh?
I love it.
Break out the blue. Labatt Blue.
Awesome gift.
Oh, yeah.
Nokia, connecting people.
We've got the Pac-10 championship game minutes away here on CBS. Stanford and Washington. And a little fun about that one before tip-off.
Well, Washington prevented Stanford from being an undefeated team in the regular season, and now they get a chance to face them about a week later in this matchup.
You said early in the season when we were out in December in Anaheim for the Wooden classic. Stanford was out there playing Kansas. You thought they might be the best team in college basketball. Still feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that they're right there, Jim. I really do. If you had to pick 2 or 3 that you think can make it to the Final Four, can win 6 games. A lot of people can get to the Final Four. I don't know how many of them you feel at this point can win 6 games, and that's what it takes to be the national champ. There's a foul with a push. Ager on the inside.
Actually, it's going to be
Davis.
Davis.
Got them reversed again.
Let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. And remember, get complete game stats. CBSSportsline.com. Wisconsin stepping it up in the second half shooting.
Against Michigan State.
57%.
Again, back screens. What Wisconsin loves to do. There's one right there for Harris. 2 screens inside. So much good screening down inside the paint by Wisconsin. So tough to stay with it.
3 minutes to go, down 3.
And if you're going to play for Boran, you've got to be a guy willing to give up your body on those screens. Morley with Brown inside.
Harris on the run. What a touch.
So nice.
So smooth.
He had to alter that shot in the air when he got the body contact around on his hips. Tom Izzo thinking clock here.
And timeout, Michigan State. Maryland and NC State are now tied. How about that comeback? We got a good one here. Spartans lead it by 1. Be right back.
So you've seen the car. What do you think?
I'm going to show you a figure. And let me know if we can make it happen.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's Mazda's Spring Into Motion sales event. Get up to $2,500 cash back or 0.0% APR financing for 60 months on a huge selection of 2004 Mazdas. That's up to $2,500 cash back or 0% financing. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive. Hurry, Mazda's Spring Into Motion sales event ends March 31st.
2 timeouts on each side. The arrow to the Spartans, and really few fouls to report. So the 1-and-1, not yet. Actually, the next one committed by Michigan State would put Wisconsin on the line 1-and-1, but 1 to give on the other side.
You get in that catch-up situation. Sometimes you like to be in a situation where you've at least got them in the 1-and-1. When you have 1 to give, that can help you on the defensive end, and the game gets tight at the end.
Davis jumper buries it.
How about that timeout for Tom Izzo? Got what he wanted.
16 for Davis on the game.
He's smiling, walking down the sidelines. Very happy with himself there. Don't blame him.
Wilkinson lost the handle, needs help. Finds Hansen.
Fortunately for Wilkinson, he didn't have that ball in his hands.
Look at that. What about that shot? Ties the game at 62. Devin Harris, 15 for the game.
Hager had a hand there, but you know, he's got that fadeaway jumper, and he just separates.
Hill got Wade to commit. Takes the shot. It's a 2. Put on the line.
Feels like a real championship game now. Crowd into it. Big plays by big players.
How about this? Oh! Devin Harris! That is too much.
Shorbert right there with him.
Gives him the lead by 1, and a timeout called by Michigan State.
What a shot, or what a group of shots.
And when you got the feeling, you got it.
Squares up on the catch
for the lead. We'll be right back. Harris electrifying the crowd.
I want to show you something about this shot. When he takes that shot, he catches the ball, and he turns his feet squared up to the basket before the ball ever got into his hands. And you see so many guys glide on a shot. You know, they'll catch it, and they'll glide with the catch. The reason Harris made that shot, his feet were already squared to the basket in position before the ball touches his hands.
A minute to go. Spartans are down 1. Ager jumper, lead right back to Michigan State.
It's a great drama here. Two quality teams can go deep into the NCAA tournament, putting on a show.
Wilkinson almost able to squeeze it in. He'll head to the line for 2.
Now there's 5 fouls on Wisconsin, 7 fouls on Michigan State.
This one in the act of shooting. That's 4 on Davis.
Well, they have played an overtime game this year.
Just 11 days ago.
How critical that could be if Davis were to pick up 5.
Davis in that game was unable to go the last 2.5 minutes. Cramped up and unable to play the overtime period. The first one ties it at 66. One more.
You know, another big difference between these teams, Wisconsin goes to the foul line almost 200 times more than their opponent. Michigan State actually goes to the foul line less than their opponents.
Well, the 2 free throws by Wilkinson gives them the lead with 45 seconds.
They will have to give up the ball.
Hill back out high. Corbett quickly swings it. Anderson driving back out. Davis takes the jumper, well short. Morley with the rebound. Wisconsin with the lead and the ball. And Corbett reaches in. That'll be a 1-and-1.
And remember again, Wisconsin, with only 5 fouls, Jim, can foul Michigan State and not put them on the line. So they have a great opportunity here, not being in any kind of foul trouble at all. It's a terrific situation if you're Wisconsin.
Harris at the line. He's 79%. 1-and-1.
They shoot 72% as a team.
Oh, how about the shots he made? Then he misses the front end. Michigan State races down, calls timeout.
Big, big, big miss.
How do you figure after the ones he had made?
Boo. I knew it. You've been in there since I was 6.
Prove it.
I'll prove it. Have a little picture. You know that camera phone thing's too complicated. Just shut the door. And we'll get back to our regular routine.
Here. Sprint made picture mail right. It's easy to take and send pictures anywhere on their complete wireless network because they built it from the ground up. Mystery solved.
Now get a Sprint PCS Vision picture phone for $99.99. Sprint PCS.
Now at TGI Fridays, 2 eat for $19.99. Enjoy an appetizer and 2 entrees from Friday's special menu. Hurry in for 2 eat for $19.99. Now at TGI Fridays.
I was president of the company that I founded in the poultry business, portion control boneless chicken breast. Had an opportunity to get out of the business on a profitable basis. I believe I can be successful as an executive in almost any industry.
Monster. Today's the day.
Spartans have used all the timeouts. Billy, it's worth re-emphasizing your point about fouls.
Yeah, this is a big one right here. Wisconsin with just 5 fouls. Now, what you know Tom Izzo's doing is setting up a set play. But if you're Wisconsin, you can let them do all the maneuvering they want to and then foul. Don't foul on a shot, obviously, but foul as the ball's being put in play. Make Michigan State start all over again. Only 18 seconds to go, which is a lot of time if you're trying to either get fouled or get a shot off, but it's not a lot of time if they're going to make you take 2 possessions because they have a foul to give.
You think Izzo in the huddle there anticipated that, drew up a second, perhaps a second play?
Well, it might not be a bad idea to try to drive the basket to see what they will do. Nobody's screening for Hill. He's got it.
Hill over to Corbett. Morley almost makes the steal with 10 seconds.
They've run that play so often.
Corbett's going to take the jumper. That's short. Morley with the rebound, and he's fouled with 3.7 seconds.
They got a good-looking shot.
Didn't make any attempt to foul him.
No, they sure didn't. I didn't think that was good strategy by Wisconsin. You don't want a guy to have a wide-open shot when you've got a foul to give.
His third personal foul. Team foul number 9.
So it's the 9th foul. Means it'll be a 1-and-1 for Morley.
And still plenty of time, 3.7 seconds to go ahead if he were to miss this and get that ball up the court.
And no timeouts for Michigan State.
I don't know what they're looking at right now. Tom Izzo was hollering at the official.
He might want an adjustment on the clock. He's wanting a little more time put back in there. This also gives him a free chance to talk to his team. Pretty good piece of strategy. Say, hey, you know what? You might want to check. Maybe there's more time. And now, in essence, gets a timeout over here to discuss a possible play with his team.
Foul at 4.3. And it's 3.7 on the clock. So he does have a legitimate gripe there. But, you know, the officials can say, well, when we actually called the foul, and, you know, you're talking about tenths of a second here. But he may get it put back up closer to 4.
But again, at least he now gets to talk to his team here as they review.
But again, Jim, remember this. Wisconsin, in that period of time, there's that wide open shot that I don't think Wisconsin should have let him have in the first place. And there it is at 4.4. There's no question the official has his hand raised at 4.4. But, you know, now if you try to take the ball the length of the court with a dribble or a pass, now you can foul if you're Wisconsin and basically make it impossible for Michigan State to have any kind of a look.
You're going to adjust the time. It's going to be 4.8.
I thought that was a little, I think that's a little more than you can't expect that shot clock operator to hit it right on the second. Yeah,
instantaneously.
I think 4.8's a plenty. 4.3 might have been a little bit more like it. But good move by Tom Izzo to recognize it and get a correction.
And even if Morley makes them both, Michigan State will have a chance anyway at the other end to send it to overtime. So let's see what happens here. He's almost 76% from the line. 1-and-1.
Jim, no matter what happens, if you're Wisconsin, you do not allow Michigan State to get off the shot without fouling them first.
That's right. They still have that extra foul.
They got that foul to give.
1-on-1, everyone digging in. 2-point game.
I'll tell you, when you start looking at these free throw shooters, Morley 75%, Wilkerson 72, Harris 79. Owen's the only one at 58%. That takes him off that team average of 71.7.
For the 3-point lead. Nope, here we go. No timeouts. Ager. No foul. Ager for the tie. No, and Wisconsin's going on to the championship game.
That was a mental breakdown, though, because that could have been a 3-point shot or easily a 2 wide open. They should have fouled. Win the game anyway.
Boy, they got a good look, too.
They sure did.
Ager pulled down that rebound. He came racing out of the pack.
Right now, you commit the foul on him right here. They don't touch him, and he gets a good look. He could have pulled up even from 3.
Anderson made a tip attempt, but it would have been too late anyway. So the Badgers are now 23-6 and ready to meet Illinois in the Big Ten final. Not to be this time for Tom Izzo. His team, though, NCAA bound. It'll be a tough one starting next week. Illinois and Wisconsin. They met twice this season, and they split, each winning at home. Chevrolet most valuable players of the game: Shannon Brown from Michigan State and Mike Wilkinson from Wisconsin. Chevrolet makes a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund. Congratulations to those two. We'll be here tomorrow, Selection Sunday, for the Big Ten final, leading up to the exclusive revealing of the pairings and brackets. And we've got, of course, more basketball coming up. The Pac-10 championship is next here on CBS. Washington and Stanford. Billy, I enjoyed it today. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
Okay.
Greg Gumbel is coming up next from our studios in New York. Illinois and Wisconsin will be here tomorrow in the Big Ten final. Until then, Jim Nance, Billy Packer saying so long. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Jamal Scott, the runner, he had 12. Wisconsin coach Bo Ryan wanted a charge. Richmond up 13, but the Badgers come charging back. Mike Wilkinson for 3. 12 of his 18 coming after halftime. Wisconsin up by 2. Moments later, Devin Harris to Clayton Hansen for 3. Wisconsin rallies from 13 down to win it 76-64.
The 2-seed Oklahoma State and Eastern Washington, the 15-seed late first half, Greg Smith. 8 for 10 from the floor, led the Eagles with 16. We're tied at 36 at the break. In the second half, John Lucas with the steal. He finds Janava Weatherspoon, no, and Joey Graham, yes. Cowboys up 6. And then Daniel Bobbitt gets open for 3. Oklahoma State rolls 75-56. Not pictured, Ivan McFarland with 20 points. Tony Allen with 17. Bottom half of your East Rutherford bracket after beating South Carolina for the 8th straight time. Memphis takes on Oklahoma State Sunday. Tigers' Rodney Carney, 6 3-pointers on the way to 26 points, both career highs. Coach John Calipari said Carney looked like Michael Jordan in practice all week. In the Atlanta region, the 4-seed Cincinnati in a major tussle with number 13 East Tennessee State. Closing seconds of the first half, Tim Smith for 3 to beat the buzzer. Smith 16 first half points, 26 on the day. ETSU down 5 at the break. Late second half, Tony Bobbitt, the 3 to give the Bearcats a 3-point lead. 4 lead changes in the second half, and in the final seconds, Tim Smith to the hole, no. Buccaneers rebound but cannot convert, and Cincinnati hangs on 80-77. The final, Bobbitt with 15 points.
The best-selling half-ton regular and extended cab is now available as a crew cab. Introducing the new Silverado half-ton crew. It's the right truck from Chevy.
Now there's a non-drowsy medicine that lets you breathe again. Alivert Allergy and Sinus relieves sinus pressure, runny nose, and nasal congestion. Breathe again with Alivert Allergy and Sinus. The right relief, wherever you are.
Critics are calling Taking Lives an erotic, suspenseful, and chillingly scary film. Hitchcock would be proud. Ebert and Roper give it 2 thumbs up. Taking Lives, rated R, now playing in a theater near you.
Magna cum laudes, Rhodes Scholars, academic laureates. Hardly. And do you, someone like Tracy McGrady, can expect